Rain, go away. Today is Kentucky Derby Day. But as we all know, you can't always get what you want, and rain is expected to persist throughout the day here in Louisville, Kentucky. So we're all but guaranteed to see just the 10th Kentucky Derby ever run on a sloppy track or the 8th run on a muddy track. The last sloppy track derby was 2019 when Flavian Prat rode Country House to victory out of the 19th post. And funny enough, Prat is set to break out of the 19th post again in today's Kentucky Derby on Baeza. Now, as for the horses, only 6 of the contenders in this year's field have ever run a race on a wet dirt track. And Luxor Cafe may be the biggest beneficiary of today's conditions. In 4 career races on a wet track, he's finished first 3 times and second in the other. And his sire, American Pharoah, even ran to victory on sloppy tracks in both the Rebel Stakes and the Preakness Stakes 10 years ago. Lonnie Briley trained Cole Battle has also fared well on wet tracks. He's 2 for 2 and actually won his debut on a sloppy track. American Promise won in muddy conditions at Oaklawn Park in December, but came in 8th on a sloppy track here at Churchill Downs in September. Fellow contender Publisher finished 3rd in that same race here at Churchill Downs. Neo Equos ran to victory his last time out on a sloppy track, but actually threw his rider in his debut, which came in wet conditions. And Admired Daytona finished out of the money in his lone race on a muddy track in Tokyo. Final Gambit ran his way to victory in rainy conditions on Turfway Park's all-weather synthetic track, and Flying Mohawk also has 2 starts in wet conditions on turf. However, there will be the first race on dirt for both of these horses. Now, past experience isn't the only consideration when it comes to horses running on a wet track. Some horses have it in their bloodline and are bred to succeed on off tracks. Journalism by Curlin, Sandman by Tappet, and Citizen Bull and Sovereignty by Into Mischief may not have the wet track experience, but they all have the pedigree to succeed on it. So, does a potentially sloppy track change your Kentucky Derby pick?